I hate to say it, but we both know we are holding on to broken love of ours. Oh, 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 oh.
What's up? We are here, guys, with Miss Natalie Dean. How are you doing, Natalie?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Doing, Natalie?
Good.
Doing good. So, guys, normally what we do, I don't know if you've seen episode 1 and episode 2. One with Trolley Tesla. The second one with Phil Demo of Violence, Ex Machine Head, Ex Slayer. But normally it's just me and a guest. We decided to flip things up and bring in the bass submitted stars, Mr. Nico Castro.
How you guys doing today?
So yeah, we're going to see how this goes. And the star of the hour is Miss Natalie Dean. If you don't know who Natalie Dean is, she's a little powerhouse vocalist, 18 years old. And let's just jump right into it before we talk about everything we've been working on.
Yeah,
and how
let's
this
do it.
even happened
Right.
to get to this moment in
Right.
life. So why do you do what you do, Nat? Like, was it 4, 5, 6 years old? When did it all start?
This question, it's so broad. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, like I said in our last chit chat, I've always loved music. I've always been fascinated with just how much it connects people and, you know, the impact that it can have. Again, I've said this before, but radio, I've always just had a thing for radio. So, you know, how the charts worked and how, you know, the little people in the box sang to me in the car. And I'm like, I want to be the one in the box. So, you know,
How old were you when you realized you wanted to be the one in the box?
like probably 5. Like
Yeah,
it
so
was
really,
really
so awesome.
young.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I mean, I would carry around a radio wherever I went. So like an actual box. I don't even know.
Like a
if
boombox.
A boombox, yeah.
That's what they called it back then.
And it had like the
Yeah.
antennas, and I would like adjust it. Yeah, it was great. But and then, you know, everything went on the iPhone, and that was just amazing. So,
Oh my god, I don't even remember. Like, when did the iPhone come out?
well, growing up, I remember everyone had Blackberries,
I
and
remember the
all of
Blackberries.
a
I remember
sudden,
Blackberries.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, it switched to an iPhone, an iTouch, and then you could download music, or you had to buy it all the time. You had to buy it for 99 cents. So that's how I would spend all my money I'd make from like chores. I'm like, okay, I have $5. I can buy 5 songs this month from iTunes. And of course, it was all Justin Bieber. But I mean, yeah, I've just always loved that. So I'm like, I'm going to be on the iPhone one
So when
day.
you were listing that person in the box,
Right.
Obviously Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Who else were some influences as an even little kid or, you know, teenage years? Like,
I mean, when I was little, Selena Gomez, I loved her. I grew up watching her show, Wizards of Waverly Place. Hannah Montana, too. I remember my best friend and I got to go and sit front row at a Hannah Montana concert. And I just remember my friend was way taller than me, so she could reach and I couldn't. And she reached and Hannah touched her, or Miley, touched her hand, and that has always made me so mad. I'm like, I never got to touch her hand. But yeah, I mean, I grew up going to concerts and, you know, Katy Perry, the Jonas Brothers, like all that stuff. We were there when the Jonas Brothers were opening for Miley Cyrus.
Okay.
And that was really cool to see, so...
So
Yeah.
what was the most person that really kind of influenced you to create music? Like kind of pushed you to like, you know what, I want to start digging into this and
yeah, get to
Like-
that mature level.
yeah.
Like, family-wise, like who pushed me
No,
to...
almost like an artist that really said,
Oh.
you know what, like I want to be the one in the box. I wanted to create this. Like, who really started you with that?
Well, I mean, Billy Joel I've always just looked up to.
Like,
I mean, I feel like he's raised
Which
me.
is crazy because she's 18 years old. You wouldn't think that would come out of an
No,
18-year-old person's
I-
mouth. You know,
Yeah.
Billy Joel. I'm old.
I just always
Legend.
loved him. I think it was just, you know, music that my family would play at dinner because it was dinner music. I mean, you know, appropriate.
yeah.
So, but I just remember, like, I've always loved it. And, you know, I became a huge fan of him and his writing and just how much it really tells a story. So, you know, that made me want to write
So
my
Billy
own
Joel
song.
was a storyteller for
Billy
you.
Joel, yeah.
That's one of my favorite artists too. That's
Right?
hey, amazing.
I got a story about Billy Joel. Papa kept, my father took me, we went to Oakland Arena to see him, and I had to be, man, I don't know, 13, 14, maybe a freshman in high school, 8th grade, and I truly was just blown away. We're just sitting there watching on the side, and I was just like, oh my God, like, because I had, you know, no respect for for that kind of music. You know, growing up as an 80s child, and I kind of shunned the 80s because never was my thing. So, you know, the Nirvanas and
Right.
Stone Temple Pilots and the grunge eras, all that.
That was
But when I
nice.
saw Billy Joel, it was something about him that totally captivated me and took me in. I was just like, wow, now I get it. You know? He's like
Yeah.
one of those artists with me too. It's like, okay, I get it.
You trust him. I mean, he doesn't need a whole big lighting crew and
Definitely.
dancers. It's
Yeah.
literally him and his piano, and he, makes you
Oh, definitely.
rise.
He draws you in. Right?
Yeah.
So if you described on that, since you're talking about Billy Joel, just describe what it's kind of like. What is your creating style? Like, what would you describe yourself as?
Like genre-wise?
Yeah.
Or,
Just kind of what you're. wanna
Like
kinda
my
look into,
vibe.
what you're kind of looking for to progress into.
Right. I mean, I love his whole style and, the whole just piano and vocals. Just, I mean, I love songwriting, so I want to keep songwriting the main priority in my music, and not just write to, fill space, but write for the words.
So I can have a drum solo, you're saying?
Okay, we can
By
always
the way,
have a
we'll
drum
get into
solo.
this. We're shooting the EP Minute Stars with Natalie, so I think she's saying, baby in the corner type thing right now. So.
But I mean, I love like soul music. I love pop music. I mean, I have a huge respect for country music. I don't necessarily want to sing country music right now, but I
you
love
could
it.
do it though.
Oh,
Your
totally.
voice,
The
you could.
range.
Yeah, you could definitely sing.
But I mean, I love everything. I can't rap, so don't expect that.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But I mean, I love anything that moves you and tells a story. So, and I think a genre is just a mood to me. So
Yeah.
it's so hard
Wow,
to
I like
say
that. Genre with a
my
mood.
genre is this. It's like, no, not every song has the same mood. I didn't write every song from the same place, So I might be in a pop genre today and a rock and roll genre tomorrow. It depends who broke my heart or what happened.
Mhm.
So I don't know about the whole genre thing, but
So
Okay.
you,
Figure
so
it
you
out.
definitely ride on emotions. You like. To do,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and a great storyteller. So some of the stuff, Damaged Parts, that's out there. Can you tell the people right now what's out there on maybe Spotify or iTunes?
yeah, right now I only have 3 singles out.
Okay.
So that's Damaged Parts, Broken Love of Ours, and Somebody Like Me. They're all a little different feeling wise. Damaged Parts is definitely my most vulnerable song, and it's about a relationship with a parent, my father. So it's kind of that broken, both sides are damaged.
Mm-hmm.
But
We're all damaged. Okay.
we're all broken, I feel
Yeah.
like. Gosh.
Well, a lot of that comes in, broken trust. everything.
Right.
I mean, definitely.
Right.
A lot of emotions there.
Right,
Totally, I can relate to
so
that.
Nico's piggybacking off your single right now.
Yeah.
I see him over here on his phone putting down his own ideas. This is liar. Just kidding.
no, but yeah, I mean, I just feel
It's a
like
hammer for me.
even the hard topics need to be said, especially in music. I don't feel like you should
Totally.
ever, especially as a songwriter, shy away from, difficult topics or things that are kind of uncomfortable to explain. If you're going to write, you might as well be
You have
open
a
about
favorite
it.
of the 3?
I would say Broken Love of Ours just because it was such a fun process to record and write. I wrote that song in the car. I was there was a police officer.
She's like, I did
And-
your
this is going to be a
homework.
good one. Taking a sip real quick. It's going to be a
I
good one.
pulled out my voice memos app on my phone because I had just the melody of it. I'm like, da 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 da, and I'm like, oh, I need that, and I just started doing the oh, and so I pulled
Which
out
I
my.
call the McDonald's kind of thing.
Yeah,
Da-da-da-da.
we have a little bit of that in the EP.
Nice.
But I pulled out my voice memos really quick. I'm like, I need to get this. And I was turning into my neighborhood, and right when I held it up to my mouth, there was a police officer, and he looked at me, and he's like, and I'm like, so I dropped my phone, so you hear like a bonk, like, because it hit the floor, and I just keep going. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Sing along.
So yeah, I mean, but I flew to Nashville, and we recorded that. I mean, so many people worked on that song, but yeah, it was just really fun to do. overall.
And that track, which is the one on YouTube where you're doing a little dancing, right?
Yeah.
I think you're in the red dress.
Yeah. Oh, it's so dramatic.
Yeah, anyone that hasn't seen it needs to go check it. It's a good video, you know?
So that was my first
Where's
ever
the video
music
at?
video.
Just on YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just on YouTube, but that
And
was
you
the
subscribe to your, YouTube channel, which you're starting to
Natalie
build.
Dean
Okay.
on
So we can
YouTube.
find that on there. All
There
right.
it is.
Yep.
But yeah, that was the first music video I actually got to do and kind of think about. But my friend actually, Coco Backshall, she's an amazing dancer. So I texted her one day. I'm like, hey, can you please like choreograph a dance for this song and be like the main focus of this
Oh, so
video?
she's the one dancing in the video?
She's the one dancing,
Okay.
and then
okay.
Shout out to Coco.
yeah, hey Coco. And then she knew a guy, Raphael, and
He does a
helped.
great job, too.
He's just amazing. I
Raphael?
mean, their
Mhm.
chemistry
The dancer
together and their
together.
dancing.
Coco and Raphael doing
Oh,
that thing.
wow. Ninja Turtle stars, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they just choreographed that, and I thought it told the story well. And I mean, I was just kind of there for fun, but you know, it was really cool.
So
It was a
that's
good
awesome.
experience.
Sounds
Yeah.
like it-
How long ago was that?
2 years ago in February or January.
And
So it
that's
was a while
the
ago.
last video you put out, right? Outside of like a lyric video or like
Yeah, I think so. I put up another one after that actually. Somebody Like Me, which I recorded in Nashville
Mhm.
with a production team and my friend Walker, which was really fun. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really. There's a lot of ideas in my head for like future ones with all these songs we're doing.
Uh-huh.
So I'm excited for those.
And that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about what
yeah,
we're getting
let's
ready
get
to
into
do.
the new stuff.
Yeah, how we even met each other.
Right.
So pretty much, Uncle Denny has got a record label, and from what I understand now, he's managing you, right?
Yes.
Unless Uncle Denny lied, because we know Uncle.
No,
you know
I
what
love Denny.
He's not that uncle. He's not that creepy uncle. So let me get that out there. Uncle Denny's legit. But so did
Denny's
he
great.
find you, or how did you guys even meet?
Yeah, we were just kind of put in contact, and I called him one day. We got on a call, and we just kind of clicked. And
Mhm.
he's like, "All right, yeah, I want to take this step with you. I want to help you." So I'm like, "Thank you!" Like finally, I have someone who believes in this, and
Yeah.
not just my mom. Because I mean,
But how did you even get in contact with them?
I think it was through a different producer I was working with, but yeah, we.
Well, that's
got
pretty cool then. So they gave the name. And
Yeah, and I was like, okay, Denny. Like,
Yeah, and
what's
Dennis
up?
Sanders, FOF Entertainment, he's got a lot of good acts, and he's going to be putting you out at the beginning of this year as soon as we finish the EP, which we'll get
Right.
into and obviously talk about more.
Right.
But, so I get the call from Denny. Natalie and Denny establishes this relationship. I get a call from Denny. I'm working with the artist, but he's like, look, I got this girl. She's in, the Bay Area, right where you're at, Troy, and I think I'd be a good fit. So what we ended up doing was the single, the very
We did a
first song.
single.
Well, we're calling it a single at the time, but the very
Right.
first song. Do you remember what song that was?
Getting old.
Getting Old, yes. Which will be on the CP.
It will be on the EP.
Yeah.
We expanded the EP
Yes,
into
yes.
7.
Yes, we did. One ended up becoming 7.
Yes.
So chemistry worked. We brought in Nico playing bass on the EP. Roman the guitars and Seth keys and made a Stars Camp. And Natalie ended up liking it. And she's just a powerhouse on her own. So
Definitely.
luckily the
Definitely
chemistry was
powerhouse.
there. And we said, hey, you know what? Let's do an extended EP.
Right.
And let's put out 7 songs. Let's get it ready for March, spring of 2021.
Yes.
And get it out there. Which Danny
Oh,
will
I'm
be
so
doing his.
excited.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm so excited.
Me too. Because it's
A lot
gonna
of work,
be
A lot
good.
of work.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of hours on your guys' end that,
Well-
I've never experienced, first of all. The work ethic you guys put in and the time you give to your artists. It's just phenomenal. I mean, that's
Thank you.
what sets
Definitely.
Made Us Stars apart is the love and the true care for not only the song, but for the people. And
Yeah.
it's just amazing. So
Oh,
I
thank
can't
you.
thank
Thank
you
you.
guys
I
enough.
appreciate that. No,
She's
I love
being
you
too
guys.
nice.
yeah, way
Too nice.
No, it's true.
It's just,
I appreciate it.
behind the scenes is not that way. I mean, it's really.
No, I
stressful.
mean, we're just like, it's a family here, and I.
Definitely.
Totally. Well,
It's
that's
just
what I always
amazing.
want to be, man. If it's not
That's what I
like,
always
if it's
say.
not fun and you're not creating
Right.
with people that you love to create with,
Totally.
and I feel when you got that energy going, the chemistry just happens. Like the music
Yeah.
just happens,
It
and
does. It
everyone's
flows.
on their own same page, doing their thing, and bringing out all their crazy creative musical side, and it just seems to work when you
Right.
work that way. Opposed to
Right.
like, all right, you are booked from 3 to 8.
Yeah,
Now you need to
get
get
out
out
of
the door.
here.
You know what I mean?
See ya. But like, no, I didn't know what I was gonna do. Nope, bye. You should have had that done.
Yeah, exactly.
Go.
exactly.
Oh, no.
Send another 500 for the day, and we'll talk.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think
It's
always the best
ruthless.
creation is like it's when it's in the moment,
Right.
right? And I think like we try to bring in is just be in that moment, create, and just lose yourself.
Right.
Totally,
You know.
totally,
Right.
totally.
Totally. So even backing up on that is like, let's just say, how's your creating process? Like, how do you start writing these amazing ballads that you're coming up with? Because even when I was sitting there, I was like, just recording, I'm listening, and I'm like, Troy, I'm like, these songs are deep.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is
Oh, yeah,
she creating these?
I told him how old you were.
The
He was
words?
like, no way,
I'm
there's
like,
no 18-year-old writing these kind of lyrics.
I'm
This
like, these
lyric
words
content
right now
that's
are
coming
hitting
out of
me.
her.
We're not gonna say my age right now, but no, I'm like, it's hitting me. I'm like, wow.
Thank
so
you.
what is your creating process on that?
I mean, I'm just in my room, all the lights are out, and I'm in the fields. Like, I mean, that's all it is. So
Light some candles,
it's
burn
really,
some incense.
yeah. I mean, I'm just. You could call it being a drama queen, or you could say I'm just, I know how I feel and I want to put it out.
Nice.
So, I mean,
But
it's
is there certain
really.
things you see and you kind of write about it? Because I know artists look at different little scenarios
Yeah.
and go, I could put myself in that scenario and write about that.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, if it's not something that's personally happening to me, which usually it is, or it's something, close in my life, I'll hear about a story on the internet and I'll be like, oh my gosh, let me just imagine that I'm that girl or that person, and I'm, it goes into a song and I'm like, wait, that's kind of good. Like, I do that.
Yeah,
I kind of.
So-
It's just so impressive,
yeah.
right into like a universal audience.
Yeah, I
being
mean,
in that
that's
moment.
something I'm definitely working on. Is I feel like songwriters can be a little bit in themselves and closed off to I. I'm trying not to write the word I in my songs. So
That's smart.
It's-
That's actually smart.
it's
That's
because, I
actually
mean, yeah, it's usually the truth if you're writing about yourself, but
But yet you still want to put
you
it out there.
still want to,
As
like,
I-
yeah, I
You don't know
mean,
what's going to happen with that.
right. I mean, I'm just trying to make my music relatable while still being true to the truth.
Yeah.
So,
Totally.
yeah.
Appreciate
So
that.
the EP that we're doing, what do you think this single might come out as?
You mean like which one?
Like, do you have a song that you feel could possibly be the one? Is there one that shines opposed to the other 6, or do you kind of feel about all of them the same?
So, I mean, there's one that I just know, I have a feeling that it's gonna be great, and I think it's the collaboration on the EP.
Yeah.
So,
Loose ends.
yeah, loose
Yeah.
ends.
Ooh, that's
Yeah, I
amazing
can hear
song.
that being a
I don't know,
big
it's just
top
so
40 pop
different.
track.
Totally.
It's-
Totally.
It's that pop element that I'm
Yeah.
kind of missing in a lot of my songs, but it's what I want to go towards.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the artist that I wrote that with, Colton Waters, is amazing. I love
Amazing.
Colton.
He's got an amazing
He's so
Amazing
great.
voice.
Yeah, shout out to Colton Waters
Yeah.
too.
Hey, Colton.
Definitely.
We met in a production and recording class at a junior college, and that was our assignment, was to write and produce a song. So over the past, I don't know, year or so, we've just kind of been back and forth doing it, and now we're here with you guys recording
Yeah,
it.
it's all come full circle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you guys started working on that, what, last year?
I was thinking, was it the same song or a different one? You
Yeah,
just-
it was the
Wow.
same song, but maybe it was over a year ago. We left it for a year. We didn't touch it
So it kind of
after
just sat
that
dormant.
class.
Yeah.
And we didn't, I mean, we were friends on social media, but we didn't really see each other. And then we kind of reconnected, and now we're like, hey, this is a good song. Why are we trash? Like, why is this in the archives right
Yeah.
now?
Like,
This
why
should
So
is
not
was it
be
you
in
that was like, you know what, let's put this thing to life again? Or
I brought
was
it up. I'm like, hey, I'm working with this amazing team. I don't know if you'd be down, but I'd love to take our baby and make it a child. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that music baby
Yeah.
is amazing,
Yeah,
and I really think that's
cool.
gonna be a good song.
It's a
for people
good,
when
like,
you
car
put your name
bumping
out there
song,
with this
right?
Well,
Oh,
smooth.
yeah.
It's smooth. It's right there.
Yeah.
It stays in that good zone, you know.
Yeah,
It's
you can
positive, it's
Positive.
upbeat, you
It's
know.
happy.
It's one of those songs
It
that
is
you
very
just
happy.
listen to.
Right. I like that.
So
Yeah.
is that? Can we go on that because that is one
Yeah.
of your brighter songs.
Right.
You're saying that because I know a lot goes a different way. But,
Yeah.
So you feel that's the poppy way you want to go, kind of
Yeah,
get that more uplifting.
Like, of course I want to, like, Demi Lovato, I love her. She's a good example
she's a beast.
I mean, other than her vocal range, I
Yes.
mean, she has a
We don't
good
even
mix
think of
of sad ballads and, you know, pop tracks. So I want to have a good mix, and I feel like I'm lacking the happy right now, and I've just really focused on, whoa,
Well,
like
you
that.
and everybody in 2020. You know?
Right?
It was
It's been
really
rough.
Right?
kind of
It's been hard.
to
It's
get
been
out of
hard.
that.
Because I remember you
Yeah.
writing down there, and I was like, "Ooh, that's deep," but it felt right because it was 2020.
Right, right.
So I was
It's
like-
a new year though. Like, what are we doing? Let's get the smiles on. So
Totally.
that's kind of what I feel about. But yeah, I definitely want to go towards a little bit more.
Nice.
Nice. And then when did you discover the piano? Was it always vocal first, or was it
Yeah.
piano first?
See,
or?
I
That's interesting
didn't
on that one.
get into piano. I mean, only like a year or two ago.
Okay.
Also,
So-
vocals came first.
Vocals were always first. I got a guitar. I mean, oh gosh,
Oh, nice.
10 years
Oh.
ago.
Oh, dude, now I'm
You
gonna
were
put a
trying to be
guitar
the
in your
Bieber.
head.
You were trying to be
We're
the
going on
Bieber,
Instagram
huh?
Live, people, with this one.
I got a
Yes.
guitar for Christmas. I never used it because it hurt.
Hurt the finger,
Oh,
It
right?
hurt
Totally
so
get
bad
Totally, you gotta
that I
build those
didn't
calluses.
practice. And I mean, I should have, because I wish I knew how to do the guitar. But I never got into it. And then my mom's like, hey, you need something. You need to be doing something. And I'm like, okay, can we try the piano? And she's like, yeah, right. Like, am I really going to like buy this keyboard
How old
for
were you at this point when Moms tells you this?
13.
Okay.
Maybe 15. It wasn't that long ago.
She's like, she's not serious.
All
I'm gonna
right.
buy this piano right
Yeah, my mom's like, no, like, you have this guitar, you've never touched it. I'm like, no, this is different. So we go down to Guitar Center in Dublin,
Lovely.
and I'm like just banging on, you know, the most expensive keyboard I can find. I'm like, this one.
Of course.
This
No,
is
you're like, this feels
beautiful.
good on my fingertips.
Like,
I
this
it.
is just
Yeah.
making me sound good. Mom, do you hear this? And she's like,
She's actually hit the little button that's
Yeah.
playing.
She's
You know
like,
what I mean? Like,
boom.
you see this, Mom?
Like the
I'm a
automated,
natural
like-
prodigy. Kid prodigy.
Yeah, so I'm like, Mom, we got to do this. And she's like, are you going to promise me you're going to practice this? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I'm going to do this. It's been the greatest investment ever because without that keyboard, I don't know how I would have done anything. I
Yeah.
mean, it's been the best tool to write on because you honestly don't need to know a lot to figure out, you know,
The basics.
the basics.
Yeah.
So notes and stuff. So
Yeah,
just
notes.
Kind of piggyback on that is like, so the process, do you go like more of like, let me get on the piano or start humming or?
It's
what's your process
usually
when you do
I'll just bang around. I'll do different, you know, scales or find different keys. I'll be like, I've been in D a lot. Let's go to here. Like, you know, just do different things. And then I'll find a chord that's super either moody or happy. I'll be like,
Moody, I
oh,
like that, yeah.
let me like piggyback off that. What?
You know what's
Look
funny?
at the
Definitely.
internet. What's in this
I-
chord?
I cannot get out of my head the fact that if you would have stuck with the guitar, what these songs
They
could have
would've
been.
She would've been-
Walking in,
Just-
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just feel.
Well, maybe she would have done country though.
I
You
would
maybe
have
went
probably
country,
gone
you would've been-
country.
You probably
Yeah,
would
'cause
have
you would've
gone
been
country.
like
This would be a
this.
total country.
Because my
Not to say you
voice-
might not go country.
But
Yeah.
I might, but like
Yeah.
my voice, I know that it sounds country.
No.
Yeah.
If you
I'm talking
put,
right now.
you know, the right, if you put a banjo behind it, a steel guitar, like in Nashville
Yeah.
when we were recording.
Love Nashville.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. But I sounded straight out of like, you know,
California?
the farms.
No,
Like, I
it's
was
honky tonk.
Oh,
honky
Yeah.
tonk. Like
wow.
it was straight up really country, and I'm like, this is cool. I mean, I was blown away
Yeah.
by the
Yeah, yeah.
talent, of course, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I should be like,
Well, the thing is, you're so young. So you're
Yeah.
figuring out your sound, you know?
'Cause you're
Right.
gonna always,
Yeah.
you know that. You
Right.
get involved with that.
And what I feel like when we first started, and man, I think it stems back from August-ish,
Yeah.
maybe, right?
yeah, August.
Yeah, around there. I've seen the growth in you, and the growth that you have done as an artist when you come in with these songs opposed to the beginning, and we're doing the pre-production process, and you
Right.
have already so much more of the foundation now. Like it's starting to click real fast for you, you know. And one that's going to be on the EP that we haven't put a lot of time in yet because I know it's going to have that creative process of how
Right.
you're working out is House of Cards.
I'm so excited for
House of Cards is going to be good.
We have to
song.
flip it
Those
a little
songs,
bit
sounds
and rearrange it, but it
Mhm.
has a lot of potential, I think.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ideas I have for that song that I can't wait to get with you with, and you too. But yeah, House of Cards. I mean, I just love the title too. It's just a cool concept.
The title sounds like it's gonna be a movie.
Right, right.
You know?
I heard something on the radio. I do listen to the radio. I think that everyone should. That might be like old or whatever, but no, I do. And
talk about Billy Joel. Talk about FM radio. Jesus, you gotta be 103, kid.
I know.
I feel
Come
like it
on.
sometimes.
Right, old soul over here.
She just can vote now, I think.
I just voted.
Wow, that's what we're talking about.
That's right. We won't ask who you voted for.
Right?
Yeah, we won't ask who you voted for.
No.
It's not when it gets weird.
But I was hearing someone talk about, I don't remember who it was, but they were talking about tour and, you know, that whole thing. And they're like, if you don't have a song that you could call, like, name a tour after, why is that the song title? You know what I mean? Like, if you can't call your tour blah, 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 well, I don't know, something,
Yeah.
like, it's a useless title.
Yeah,
It doesn't
big,
matter.
catchy name.
Totally.
That's not a song. It's
Yeah.
irrelevant. So that was really cool. So I'm like, okay, I need a cool, like, song. You know what I mean?
So nice. So is that what you kind of think sometimes? Like, let me make sure the words and that too, really into
Yeah.
the words that push out, right?
Yeah.
What shines? You got to see the shining light, right?
Right. You
I
have to
remember-
see the marquee.
I remember one thing that's way off subject, but it's like, I saw this band and, you know, it was Limp Bizkit. And they had the biggest crowd jumping, but they had Limp Bizkit written with all these lights around it and just shine it bright. It kept, and all the whole crowd was just, I mean.
To the lights, like moths. Moth to the light.
So that shining light, you got to
Right.
see, boom, that's that, you know, in your head, right?
Right,
Totally,
right.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally get it.
So outlining where we're at now, outlining the EP, kind of how you got started doing this, you know, kind of the guitar, maybe thought, and then the keyboard,
Right.
you know. Is there something out there that the people don't know, the Natalie Dean fans, that you like to do hobby-wise? You know what I mean? Like totally not music relevant whatsoever.
I love cooking.
I was about to say something, but I'm going to wait for that.
Okay.
I do love cooking. What else? I'm trying to think of like a weird thing that I do. I mean, I just love crafts. Like, I will go to a craft store.
Dude, this is actually a
It's
perfect
like-
time to plug the cookies thing. The
Right.
cookies
Right.
adventure that
I
we
was
Right.
started.
about to say, you make cookies. She makes amazing cookies.
Yeah, where can we get them cookies?
I started a cookie business over quarantine. It's called Gap Year Cookie Co. Because I'm on a
Wait, say it again.
Gap Year Cookie Co. So
Gap
I'm on
Year
a
Cookie Co.
And they're
school-
good. She's brought them over,
Legit.
and we have had a
Legit.
couple different ones. The chocolate chip
Legit.
cookies ones, and then you did like it was like a cinnamon one, which was freaking awesome, which
Yeah.
is Tiffany's favorite. But yeah, they're good.
Thank you.
Good cookies.
Thank you. So, I mean, I just figured that would pass some time before I actually met you. I'm like, what am I doing?
So this is good. So you're like, maybe I could be like a Martha
Maybe,
Stewart,
like,
cook some
maybe,
cookies. This could be
like,
my financial
You know what?
freedom to do what I want, or
If
what?
music doesn't
Baby
work
the
out,
God,
what
I'd
am
like
I
to be one
gonna
of these,
do?
right?
But, you know, so,
Hey.
What's your favorite type of cookie you like to make?
man. I like making almond cookies.
Okay.
See, I'm a grandma. I like to
I listen to Billy Joel on FM radio and make almond
Almond,
cookies.
more natural.
Almond.
But are you using almond butter? Are you using almond? Are you trying to keep it all?
Oh, that's good. I
Right?
like that you know that.
I mean, I like to give it more like, you know,
Yeah.
holistic kind of
Right.
route, you know. But
Right.
He wants to know your cooking protocol.
You
You know, we're gonna have a cooking show soon.
Oh, yeah.
you want the recipe?
Yeah, exactly. Don't be stealing ideas, bro. Come on now.
No, but yeah, I mean, it's been fun. It definitely has died off since everyone's on there like, weight loss journey, whatever. So, New
Year's
Year.
resolution.
But you-
yeah.
Almond ones is not that bad, right?
Right,
Put
it's
some protein
nuts.
in there, a little almond butter.
I know. I get what you're
Well,
saying.
you got a website to plug? Is that the
Yeah,
same?
I just made a new website.
Okay.
What is
So
it?
do not go to my old one. I'm trying to get it off the internet. My new one is nataliedeanmusic.com.
Okay.
And you can find everything. You can find all my music, all my links, tour updates, which I'm not on, but tour, press,
No one's
everything.
No. Cookies?
Merchandise soon,
Yeah, I was about to
which
say
will be
cookies.
cool.
We get cookies on there?
I mean, you
Yeah,
can
put the
email
cookie
me.
link.
Gotta put the cookie link
Yeah.
I guess.
Come on.
I know. I don't ship the cookies. That's the problem. So if you live around here, then I'll give you the cookies.
We'll get to that later. But that's
Right,
okay.
right.
All right, so who you listen to right now? So we have a lot of work to do. We're about,
Right.
I feel like 70% of the EP. It is going to come out probably March or April, don't you think?
Yeah, I would say.
So, like artists today, man, that are going to inspire you to finish this EP out and put that, that creative energy back into you.
Right.
Is there anyone out there that?
Yeah,
you
I
listen
mean,
to? Like,
so many.
yeah,
yeah.
let me hear it.
Touch base on some new ones too, like people don't even,
Yeah,
they
there's
don't
this new artist. Her name is Stella Cole, and if you guys haven't heard of her, you need to go look her up because she's just phenomenal. Kind of a mix between Lennon Stella meets Julia Michaels meets a little bit of edgy sass. Like she's just a little, like her lyrics are just. They're borderline like, oh, girl, I see you. I like, okay, I see the sass. I like it. Yeah, I mean, there's so many new emerging artists. I feel like just because of this year of quarantine and TikTok, so many people are just
Dude, they're doing a
on
freaking TikTok tour.
No
Can
way.
you
That's what
believe
you
that?
told me. That's what you told me.
TikTok.
You're
tour.
joking.
Crazy, no.
Nope. Tons of money
Crazy.
behind it. They talked about it, putting it out there. I'm just like, that is.
I mean, that makes
That's
sense,
crazy.
but
Right.
it's crazy.
It makes dollars. It doesn't make
Money.
Yeah, no.
sense,
definitely.
but it's gonna make a
No.
lot of dollars. But
No,
what do they
no.
do? Seriously, what would a TikTok tour do? You put the big screen up there and you show this
It's like do
dance
the
off.
dancing.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
I don't
how
know.
would that go down?
I don't know. I mean, they
I
did
don't
that
wanna
with
know. I
like.
don't want to know. I don't want to see.
I won't be purchasing
whatever.
tickets, but yeah, I'm not a hater.
No.
Get your money,
No.
kids. Get your money.
I get it. It'll be
not
a
hater,
younger
but
crowd, I think. because
Totally.
I would not go to a
Oldest,
TikTok
these
tour.
are- Yeah.
But just going on artists as we were thinking right now, like this is an off the wall question, but like,
Yeah.
what songs do you like? Like I know I sing all the time. Like I know Troy does. We're just walking around singing. We're whistling. Whatever's going
Right.
on. Like in the shower, what do you sing? Like
Oh.
we have shower because we get good.
Those songs you
Q6.
belt out in the shower.
You're in a Q6.
Yeah.
You're feeling good. You're in the
Yeah.
shower.
Oh, and
What
you
do
always
sing?
think you sound great in the shower.
Amazing.
Let's not lie.
Amazing.
You
I
always
got
think you
echo, I got
sound good.
reverb, I got chorus. A lot
Yeah,
of stuff's
yeah.
happening.
Yeah. No, I mean,
So who's your favorite person to like sing in there?
this might surprise
It's like I
you.
don't have a shower. I only have a bathtub.
I bathe.
I bet.
I kind of go with the rock and roll route in the shower.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm like, get those old records off the shelf.
Oh,
and I'll be like, wow! Like
Old
doing like
soul,
these like
bro.
weird,
Old
like,
soul.
yeah,
I
I
love
mean,
it.
if I could go back in time to any era, it would be like the 70s, and I'd go to
Me too.
Live Aid, and I'd be like, yeah, woo, Stevie.
You would be the Janis Joplin.
Totally.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah.
You would be Jefferson
I would
Airplane.
love
Sorry,
that.
But
Janice.
it's not funny to say I love the 70s. I mean, that
Right?
was, music was just, it's hard. Everyone was just going. Beautiful
Right?
musicians, they were
Yeah.
educated. They were rolling with that. That's
Right.
fine. But that song you just said, that was from the movie Alf. Remember that TV show Alf?
You say Alf?
Alf,
The
remember that
creepy
TV
little
show?
brown guy that I used
That
to
was
love?
that song you
I
just
think
sang
I-
right there. What was that? Yeah. That was
Was that Alf's intro?
Yes, that was
Was
Alf's
it?
intro.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
80s
Old
thing,
time
right?
rock and roll.
80s thing. That was 80s.
Oh, that old time
Rock and roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alf came out. Anyway, that's an old 80s TV show.
Good job.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
But
Do you-
right.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, do you go back and watch any of the '80s kind of stuff? As we're talking about you being an old soul, listening and putting that out in your music. What about the stuff that you watch?
Yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of documentaries.
Okay, music documentaries.
Yeah, like there was
Like
one.
Murder She Wrote documentaries.
Not-
you forensic
not
files.
the
kinda
murder
Mason.
one.
Very Mason.
but I'll watch like just documentaries. There was one on Dolly Parton that was really cool. She
I saw
kind of
that one.
paved the way of
Crazy.
females in music.
Yeah.
So
Strong woman,
yeah, when
Oh,
she
yeah.
got to Nashville,
I mean,
she's like, "Get out of my way. My hair might be big, but my brain is too." You know what I'm saying?
Totally. She was very pushed. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah. So I mean, that's always inspiring to me. Is just, and I mean, just anything that has to do with the
Music
process that a
Mhm.
musician goes through and the hardships and the ups and downs. I'm like, okay, it's normal. It's not just me.
Oh, totally.
So yeah, I mean, any of that.
You wouldn't have it anyway, because I mean, how would you create? I mean,
Right.
There's a lot of stuff that we talked about earlier, right? Of
Yeah.
what you're seeing and what you're trying to create on that.
True.
So if you're looking at that right now, if you didn't do music right now as a career, like what would you be doing?
I don't know.
Outside of making cookies.
I don't know.
Can't go to the cookie avenue. Nope.
No, I know. That's the one thing that I've thought about a lot this past year is I'm so grateful to have known about this passion and have had it for so long because, I mean, I have friends who they just are starting college and they're going to school for something, but they don't really love it and they're just trying to figure it out. I'm like, I can't imagine not having a passion or something that you love that you want to make a life out of, because I would be totally lost.
Yeah.
And I understand why kids get so sad and down on themselves because they don't know what they want to do, and that's a hard thing if you don't know.
Exactly. Or the other side of the coin, you know, like since we're a little older than you, people that have gone to college, they get their 4-year or, you know, they get their bachelor's or whatever, and they can't use it because of these times that we're living in.
Right.
Because there's no job market for it, you know?
It's just...
It's a tough route, you know? But
it's
definitely,
hard.
So you don't know what you would do. I mean, it's
I
kind of
don't
like
know.
you're born into this, so this is all you know.
It's all I know.
Thanks to Justin Bieber in the box, bro.
Definitely.
Thanks to Bieber.
I mean,
Shout out Bieber.
Without the guitar.
Yep.
I saw a little clip of actually Jim Carrey. Believe it or not, this comedian is getting really deep for a minute.
I love Jim Carrey.
Right? And
He's on one right now, though. I'm just saying.
Oh, he's
I love
been
him
on
for
one,
that.
but that's why I
But
love
he's speaking some knowledge on some weirdness. I love it, though.
Right. But I saw this little talk he was doing, and he was getting really deep, and he said, you know, my dad told me, his dad, you know, goes to school and he gets this safe job, and he watched his dad get let go from his safe job. And he said, you know, you can fail at something that you don't even love, and you can, you know, be let go from something that was your safety, but what's the point if you're not going for what you love and, you know, pursuing.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
said.
I've never really understood that whole thing about, oh, you're doing something crazy or the odds are against you. It's like,
But
why not try?
Well, you're gonna find that a lot, as like you say, we're a little older than you, and that comes in there. And what people try to strive so much is that youth of that, like I'm fearless and going, and that's what's good, that you keep that up and don't ever think that, you know, because it's like I have to push through that.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Like, I'll get a side job, I'll make it work, but I'm never gonna, why would you quit? It's just, I feel like that's when you're almost there, is when you quit.
Yeah.
It's like if you just get over that freaking hill, you don't know.
Well, I think a lot too, you know, people don't have support systems where
That's
some
also
others, you know, are
Because like
more
Susan-
beneficial because, you know, sometimes, what the heck is that thing that keeps sounding, you hear the,
I think we have a bird on the wall.
what is that?
I don't know.
That's like the third time. This mic's going to pick it up perfectly. I promise we're not ripping it over, we're not passing gas. I don't know if it's the pipes in the walls
I don't know
or what,
if
but
it's setting on what's happening on phone. I don't know.
definitely needs to be talked about. And it's
not
Nico.
us.
Anyway, but
No.
what I'm trying to say is that, like, you know, support is a good thing. You know, you have that with, I could tell your mom. You
My
know,
mom is
with
my
your momager,
biggest-
I've always called her since I
She
met
is
you
my
both.
momager.
Shout out to
I
Charlotte,
mean,
who's freaking awesome.
she's the best thing that, you know, I could have. I mean, my grandma, when she was here, she was my biggest fan, and my mom was my biggest fan. She goes to every, you know, meeting. I mean, now she doesn't because, you know, she's like, just go to Troy. He's like your dad. But she would go to every meeting with me, drop work, and, you know, take work off, fly with me across the country to go just, you know, I wasn't doing anything important, really. I was just trying to, like, figure it out.
Yeah.
And she's
That's
like,
real
all right,
life.
let's do it. My
That's
sister.
amazing. That's
Yeah, I mean, it's just
I wish I
been
had that. That's amazing.
incredible.
We need that.
Yeah.
My sister listens to me constantly sing, which
I
I
always
bet
forget
gets
you have a
annoying.
sister.
I mean,
Yeah,
2 years?
2 years younger. She's 16. Camille,
Mhm.
amazing. I mean, she's my best friend. We don't always get along, but she's
Yeah,
my
well,
best
that's your
friend.
sister.
She's my sister.
Yeah.
But yeah,
See, I always think that's so cool. It's
she
like
rarely
the
tells me to
family
shut
love
up.
is close.
So,
Like, I've
couple
always wanted
years.
that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if I would have had it, I would have.
No,
been
my
an
sister was
asshole
4 years, and
brother,
it was-
you know
it was
what I mean?
bad.
Maybe we wouldn't get along like the way I always
Right.
thought we would. But
No, my sister knocked me down the stairs, bro, and blamed it on your fault.
is she older? Though?
Yeah, she's 4 years older.
Yeah.
So I was laying on the ground like this. She's like, and my mom was like, "What happened?" Oh, he fell down the stairs. I was like this. No, she kicked me.
Mom.
That's on video.
Brother, sister, song right
Replay
there,
the
though.
camera.
Yeah.
Where
So,
are the cameras?
does Camille do music too?
She doesn't do music, but she is so good with, she has a whole library in her head
So
of
she's a
thousands
listener,
of
though.
songs. She's a listener,
Yeah.
and she can,
Need those.
she just has all these artists on the top of her head. Like, I cannot remember
Yeah.
who sings what for my life. It's such a problem. I should, but Camille will be like, oh yeah, this song was, recorded in this
Yeah, she's
day,
one of those.
that
Yeah,
day,
yeah.
and
I
that's
wish
when
I
it
was
was
that
put
way
out.
I
too.
know. I
Often.
can't either. I love
I
it.
hate it either. Just
She's
all
They're like
great.
this.
over the place.
Boom, right?
Yeah,
They know
she's
it.
very smart.
Totally.
Very good with technology. So I always thought, oh, you should produce.
Mhm.
She's like, no, I don't want to do that. That's too much screen time. I'm like, tell me about screen time. You're on video games all day. Like what? But no, she'll definitely. I mean, I don't think she'll do something with music, but she's very good at.
What
Yeah.
does
She has good taste.
There you go.
So.
So obviously we're going to come full circle to the EP a lot during this podcast because it's what we're doing
Right.
and why we're here. But
The EP out.
we're writing this 7-song extended EP that will be out very soon. It has an amazing sound. We talked about the pops track that you're doing with Colton, Loose Ends, some deeper stuff that you're writing on piano, which is kind of just showcasing you on the piano. You have a couple other songs that got some big rock drums featuring Troy Lucetta Tesla, my father,
Amazing
and
drum tracks.
Rob Bias, the bass player Blake Shelton, which
Yeah, really
kind of
cool.
cool to hear you get behind those big,
Yeah.
guitars and big drums and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So this is what we're doing now, right? And this
Right.
is what's getting ready to come out. Do you ever see yourself, and like I said, we figure it out, but if I was to ask, the 3-year plan, or what do you see yourself in 5 years? Maybe going down that rock venture or sticking with this kind of stuff? Or is there something else that you might want to do musically? Or does that ever go across your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I think about the long term all the time because I'm so OCD about timelines. I'm like, all right, by the time I'm 25, I want that Grammy in my room.
That's not
And-
OCD, that's just called goals.
Like, I mean, I have goals, but they're all set to numbers.
Yeah.
And,
Love some
it just, I mean, I don't want to necessarily get to a place where I'm ever too old or the industry thinks I'm too old because I know how that is.
An
And
F
it's
what they
so
think.
stupid,
You
but
do
I
you.
don't want to.
Let an old guy tell you that, okay?
Right.
You do you.
So, I mean, I'm just trying hard right now and
But I
no,
hear
I'm not
about
going to
the goals
stop.
of the numbers, definitely. Yeah.
Right. No, yeah. And I mean, I think it's good to check yourself and
Mm-hmm.
but
But thinking on the internet, I mean, going on numbers and you're trying to accomplish this. I know we're in a pandemic for this last year, right? So how do you feel like the internet has impacted this music business that we're trying to cater to now? I mean, this is why we're getting the podcast is going this. So
Yeah.
is this going to kind of go into your future you're going to go into? I mean, is this going to not make you have a Grammy at 25? I mean,
yeah, I mean, no, it's hard to say because it's just so unknown right now. Like when this timeline is going to be, back on track. But I mean, all we can do right now is record and prepare for when we can go out on the road and sing and connect with people again. So, yeah, right
so it's
now.
kind of like
Yes.
the internet's right.
Yeah, the
We're going
internet's
out. So you're
great.
getting a lot of hits. What did she have on that one? She did another talk thing, and she had a lot of hits on that. What was that?
I don't know. I just know she's been doing a lot of stuff, podcast stuff.
Podcasts, that's what
And
I-
you've
yeah.
been doing a lot of things, on music.coms, and you're getting yourself out there, which is
Right.
freaking great because
Yeah.
it's just
So
following
way,
you.
huh?
And before I was doing my homework, it was just like Natalie Dean this, Natalie Dean that. And now I'm like, look at this girl go, man! Like
I'm
you're
just trying
working.
to,
You've been working.
email people. I'm,
Or
you know,
people,
submitting.
So that's what you're
eat
doing.
popcorn,
then?
watching
So
Netflix. You're
I'm-
out there.
I'm trying to build as many connections, and social media is a huge part of that. Just reaching out to people, either whether that's a brand, I'm like, hey, I'd love to promote your stuff if you would, support my music, like free promotion. I'll do
Totally.
that
So
for
you're
you.
on there reaching out.
So I'm reaching out to people and I'm trying to make friends with people in all genres, all across the world, so that, I build that support system behind my music and I
Yeah.
can, support them too. But yeah, just trying to.
And
get wherever I can.
to kind of piggyback what Nico said about a minute ago, and I think what I took it as what you were trying to say, 2020 is a weird year. So if she's setting goals and numbers for, to have this Grammy by 25. If it doesn't happen, is it 2020 pushed back maybe to later existence? And just to say, something more that relevant in my life, like I never wanted a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like 2010, they were popular. Everyone was coming out with podcasts 2010. I mean, 10 years ago, everyone had one.
Right.
And then 14, 15, they were the next big thing, like truly podcast. You didn't have a podcast and you entertainer or whatever. I wanted to start a podcast 2020 because I missed people. I just wanted to sit down and have a conversation with musicians that I love, that I trust, that I work with, you know what I mean? Just to have a goddamn conversation. And that's what fueled the podcast with me and myself. So when you even said like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll do it. I'm like, cool. So yeah, I started looking, started seeing the things that you did. I started, listening to a couple of podcasts you did. I was like, okay, we gotta get weird. We gotta answer the questions that aren't on all these other podcasts.
Right, ask me anything.
Yeah, so
what do I eat on my oatmeal?
Boom, that was actually what I was gonna say. So
I eat oatmeal every day.
What do you eat on your oatmeal?
Almond butter. Pomegranate,
protein.
right? Pomegranate seeds. This morning, raspberries, actually.
Oh, dang.
I know.
Get great with some
So you
raspberries.
switch up with raspberries.
I'm a big fruit person.
That's
like, I will just devour a whole farm, like any fruit.
Well, first of all, pomegranate seeds. So you really take that time to pull those out, or you de-seed them first? Let's be real. That's a big structure.
I will
how to do
not
pomegranate
buy. I do not spend the money on those stupid little pre-peeled.
Oh, can you pay for all the packaging?
It's
like
pointless. Why?
Yeah.
I'll
It's
do
more
it.
processed, but so you do the real deal. So
I get a colander. I put the pomegranate in the colander, and you peel it. And the trick is to put some water on it so they just come off. And then you can put what is it even called? The skin.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Because it's hard. No, it's hard. Have you peeled one? It's
There, and then
very
there's-
tough.
Well, obviously you have.
No.
I can tell.
No,
Like,
my
you're
wife-
like,
my wife does.
brought
My
up
wife
with
does.
Bill about this.
No, she comes out there with this.
Oh, look at
pomegranate
Blaine's
stuff.
wife.
Yeah.
My wife. Yeah. It's
It's a process, but
The whole
No, but
skin
it's
feel.
too much. No,
Yeah.
she pulls
a
out.
lot.
I like pomegranate. No, but it's a big process.
So-
I still
Long time.
messy as hell, man.
So you
Right.
do that
They get
before you
messy
eat
as
your
hell.
oatmeal?
yeah. While it's cooking, because it cooks in the microwave. I do it in the microwave for 18 minutes. So I have time to.
Wow.
Okay. And I don't want to get you in trouble about this next question, but right now, work-wise,
Right.
what are you doing?
So I'm actually working at a school.
Okay.
I will not say what school, but
Well, it's so hard with 2020, the credentials and stuff like
Yeah.
that,
That's
and how
tough.
they're doing it on
Right.
Zoom and an actual school where you could show up and teach kids. Like she actually
Yeah.
works at a school
Oh, she's
where
actually
she
going
sees
there.
kids.
Yeah,
outside
every
of
day.
on a Zoom
You
session.
have normalization right now.
it's actually it's been really nice. Monday to Friday, 8 to 4 o'clock, 3:30. I'm there and I'm switching between grades. It's kindergarten to 8th grade, so I see a wide range
Wow,
of
can you
kids.
go to 8th grade?
Yeah, which has been really cool. It's so refreshing to be around children because they just say it as it is and they are very unfiltered. They
Yeah.
told me yesterday, Miss Dean, you don't look good. And I'm like,
Oh, you had to be teaching like first graders or kindergartners, right?
whoa, what do you mean? They're like, well, you just don't look as good as you could today. And I was like, okay, I get
Yeah,
it.
kids gotta
I'm
have
having a
filters,
long
man.
day. And, some days they're like, Miss Dean, you're really cool today. Like, I appreciate you. And they'll give me pictures. They watch my music videos, which
That's
I don't know
cool.
if they should.
But you know
they
what?
do.
They're on moments though, right? Kind of, we say
There's,
feeling
like,
and
yeah.
emotions. Like maybe you're not feeling that. They're like, you know
Right.
what, Dean, you're off today.
No, they call me out. They're
Right,
like,
you're off
are you
today."
in a good mood? I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
You didn't bring
Susie,
us
I'm
no-
not.
You didn't bring us no almond cookies, nothing.
Yeah. But it's
That's awesome.
Yeah, I never would have done it if it wasn't. For
And that's the
this.
thing about 2020. Like we start going down these paths, talking about like why you started a podcast. Do you think if it wasn't for 2020, you'd be teaching school?
I
Think about
wouldn't.
that.
I wouldn't even
Sure.
be here. I'd be in London. So
London.
we
Let's
wouldn't
talk
have
about
met.
I want to talk about London because I saw London.
Yeah.
We gotta say
London.
London. We gotta talk like that.
Right.
London. But anyways, I
No,
saw
yeah.
some pictures. We went on the Facebook and I saw that little London pictures and
Yeah.
what was that all about? How was that
So-
experience?
We went to London last November to tour because I was planning full-heartedly of going to school there and studying music. I didn't apply anywhere in the States.
Okay.
So I only applied to these music institutes in London, and I got in.
London.
Yeah, London.
London.
So we went for a tour. I fell in love with the city, just the culture and just everything. I mean, the people could be a little more friendly. I'm sorry, but
I know if we get some dislikes, where they're going to be coming from.
they weren't very open to just like hugging strangers, which I get. But like, I'll go up to someone, I'll be like, "I like your shoes. Do you want to hug?" Like that's a little weird, but I'll just do that.
Like,
I
you're a
don't
lover,
know.
you know what I mean?
Like I just
Gotta love it. A lot
I
of
don't
love in you.
know. Yeah,
That's that
so
big area, though. You know they're
Right.
not even on that level.
right.
I love you, London, but
We
no.
love you. But
Yeah.
So yeah, we toured. I love the city. Over the summer, before I even got in contact with you guys, I was in the whole process of getting a visa. You know, the world was already kind of
Wow.
really shut
Wow.
down, and
Wow.
last minute I found out, you know, you're not going. You're not getting this visa. The borders are shut. What's your plan B? My plan B, okay, maybe I'll move to Nashville. Maybe I'll move to LA. Then I'm like, where am I going to get this money, first of all,
Yeah.
to do this?
I was gonna say that. You're like, but I'm
Where
going.
is this? My whole thing was I cannot live at home again as much as I love my family.
Yeah.
All my friends are going. All my support system is gone. What am I going to do? And then, like little angels, Denny's like, why don't you just go like meet my nephew? I'm like,
Well, let's not say that,
Yeah,
because
don't
if
put
the
that out
EP flops, that is on me, because
No.
the girl's got chops
No.
to sing. So let's just
No.
wait till the EP gets out there.
no, but
Well, blame it on
seriously.
Denny. We'll blame it on Denny.
Seriously.
Uncle Daddy, you ain't invited Christmas dinner. That's on you. No Thanksgiving this year.
No, but really, you guys saved me. I really didn't know what I was going to be doing.
Yeah.
And, I had music and I had all these dreams, but I'm like, no one wants to help me right now. I don't have this, new support system of being in a school and, having teachers who are backing you and being around music friends and making those connections. I was going to miss that. So I'm like, what am I going to do? And then
Cool.
been here.
Cool.
So this has been kind of the
This
school
has
of
been
rock.
just-
This
yeah,
has been
school
the
of
School of
rock.
Rock. I like that.
This
Yeah.
has been the school of rock. We've been learning all
Yeah.
together. 'Cause
Together.
And I'm the school of pop now. So
Yes.
this is also one thing that I wanted to say.
This is
so
pop, sorry.
coming from doing what I do, just rock, metal, and
Right.
loving the sound that I love and I grew up with and playing, and started producing, and before you was doing some EDM, I was doing some rap artists and some other stuff. But you have opened up my eyes to the pop world, and I know you can do so much more. So I'm not trying to put you in a category.
No.
But the truth is, I started doing my homework because as we were creating this EP, and I'm listening to all these sounds and what's popular out there, and top 40 radio for pop. There's a lot of good pop music out there.
Yeah.
And I never thought that way. I'll be
Yeah.
completely honest. I was never a fan of pop, never a fan of really much of it. And now there's a lot of artists that I am listening to because of you.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, no, seriously, a lot of good
No,
stuff.
I've
that's why I
definitely
was
been
calling
learning a
pops.
lot from you guys and
Oh,
just
definitely.
everything, just being around your energy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love these people. These are my people. Thank you. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
Well, definitely the energy's been there. I remember we had a whole. I thought we were
That
gonna
shit was
write a
crazy.
song about candles because we just all love candles. Remember that when we were
Yeah,
down there?
yeah,
We
yeah.
love some candle. Like we were going
There was
there.
good vibes. Yeah, these
I believe
candles.
we're talking about the battery operated candles.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor, should be. So if Home
Yeah.
Goods, you want to hit me up, sponsor this podcast, you know what I'm saying?
Great.
We get our battery candles.
Yeah, get
And the
those
whole
nice battery
studio
candles,
is
yeah.
lit up.
Yeah.
Lit up with them.
The smell goods are good too. We have the smell good.
Oh yeah, we got the
Really-
scented
Right.
battery candles
Yeah.
too.
Whenever we don't have them on, the vibe's off. It's
Totally.
really weird.
Totally.
It
I
is.
don't like it down there.
Strength.
Right?
You put the batteries on, it's good.
Like,
It creates the
okay.
energy.
But just piggybacking what he was saying, that's why I was calling you pops of that. It was like mostly like this is the wizard what's happening of everything, right?
Yeah.
He's putting everything together. It's amazing that Troy's been putting all this EP together. He's been letting us work with you because I've never done pop and that was kind of cool to listen to. And you just been the easiest person I've ever worked with in my life.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with
That's
you.
true.
Just
We need to
straight
talk
up.
about that.
Like I'm like amazing. You don't
Yeah.
you don't frown. You don't say no. You just go and you just create and we all vibe and we're all there to learn.
Yeah.
Well,
we take
no
our thrones off.
There's
we're
no
there.
ego in
Yeah,
music.
definitely.
exactly.
And
that's
you guys
what we
have
I got
no
chills
ego.
right now. I can't fake those.
Yeah.
So that's
Like, there's
Amazing.
no, this is my song. You guys do what I want. It's like, no, I know that you are the master at what you do. You're the master at what you do. It's like,
Far from a master.
who am I to
I like
say?
that.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Well, who am I to say Nico? I don't like that. It's like, give it a chance.
Exactly.
He knows what he's doing.
And that's what I always
And
say.
you're
like,
contributing.
You have what you have, right? You
You
have
know?
what you have before you met us. So you come in the studio doors to work, and let's just see if we could create on it. And that's what's
Right.
cool about it, because you have no ego, and you allow that process to happen. And even
Totally.
though artists, especially around your age, and this is no knock on most artists, but if a lot of boys and girls can be like Miss Natalie Dean, come in, work, see where it goes, you know what I mean, and what you can create. Because having all those left field views and sounds sonically, you can create good stuff when
Right.
nobody has an ego around you and everyone's just kind of working for the efforts of just a great freaking song.
Okay, it's not my song. It's our song together.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Totally.
like, you see the writer credits. It's not me. It's, Made of Stars team. It's all of us listed equally. This is not,
Yeah.
but what's
50%. No. It's all of us together, and you guys have shown so much love and heart to all these tracks. That, I couldn't ask for, a better
Yeah.
experience.
You're
It
gonna make
really,
Nico cry, so he's
No,
got goosies now.
no,
I
it
got
makes
He's a crier.
I'm not-
Like-
He's gonna start tearing up here any minute. So
No,
No,
Like,
because I
probably
will cry because
flipped
it's
combo.
been so hard. I'm gonna cry.
Oh, jeez.
It's been so
Oh, you're
hard
crying too. Stop
to find people who believe and support me in this, and it's just I felt so much love from you guys.
But it's you know what's kind of crazy.
That is
Thank you,
awesome.
thank you.
Yeah, I'm grabbing some tissue.
But you know what's crazy? It's kind of fun where you just finally get to be yourself.
Yeah,
No worries when when you come in there. Like sometimes I get little butterflies every time I'm about to record on something. I'm like, hope I'm okay. But when you
Right.
get in there, the team's there and you feel comfortable. You're already nervous.
Right.
You come in and it's like, oh, here we are, right? You're like, here we are. Let's relax. Let's roll and let's
Right.
create.
Yeah.
yeah,
And what's cool is we're all artists. I mean, if we don't hit it right now, we can always try and make it. I mean, it's cool.
right.
Yeah.
So thank you for blessing us and helping you do that.
Yeah,
thank
and man, I always try to hit the hour mark, but I want to end on that note because that was powerful. That was some good stuff
For
right
sure.
there. Didn't want to make you cry in the podcast.
I'm sorry.
I'm not Oprah
I'm a
Winfrey here. You know what I'm
baby.
saying? Like,
This is why
trust
I
me, because
write
you don't get a car. There's no keys
Oprah
underneath
will,
that
Oprah will
seat.
sponsor us. We love
But
Yeah, no, totally.
in closing thought, thank you. Those were beautiful words. It was very nice. And it's true, man. If a group of people who love what they do get in a freaking room, fuck the ego, and just write, create, have fun. And as you say, show up, because you always show up and you do your part, which is happy and just want to try your best. A lot of people don't. So, you young musicians that got to work the 9 to 5 and do the hustle and grind, if you go to, recording that garage or the big studio, wherever you're at in your career, always show up with that big positive attitude, and things do happen, man. They do.
Every
They
place matters. Doesn't matter if you're,
do. Yeah, and show up.
Show up.
Always show
As
up.
you always do.
Yeah.
So before we leave, can I get that one warm up that you always do? Awesome.
bird.
And we out. Miss
Yeah.
Natalie Dean, y'all.
Miss Natalie
Go subscribe YouTube. Check her out.
Check them out. MOS.
Bye, guys. Thank you.